And so the days where you could get away with not investing in your technology, and a lot of companies would go a year to 2 to 3 years of just not making an investment and staying status quo, that's over, in my opinion. You can't do that. You can't afford to do that as a business. And then you take somebody like a law firm who for years they've neglected technology, 10 and 15 years, that's your death. If you don't go back and make a proper investment, you're digging your own grave. And so to me, rapid transformations, especially for legacy law firms, is critical to bring them up to par where they need to be, and then continue maintaining that for what the next chapter of this technology transformation is, which is obviously AI. 90 days to me was a walk in the park for Mike Morse. We'll use that as the example because that's really what sort of made a name for myself in this industry, which was basically taking at the time, I think Mike Morse was about 180 people, and then really kind of taking this 10-year gap that they had from the technology and bring them 100% to the cloud, do a complete shift on their hardware and move them in the right direction, create the process, the automation, and then wrapping that all up with security and being able to do that for 90 days. I can't speak for other CIOs. For a lot of people, that felt like a huge accomplishment. To be honest with you, and this is not an ego trip, to me, that was a walk in the park, to be honest.
Do you feel like the budgets are going back to the CIOs or to the IT leadership, given that there's a lot of technology push and demand that's being put on the business?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's always been a partnership between a CIO and CFO. I think traditionally the CFO and the COO always held the budget. But in order for CIOs to be successful, they have to have control of that budget. And the CFO, they're business oriented and they're financially oriented, and that's where the partnership comes from, right? But if the CFO is dictating what the budget is and tightening the noose around the CIO is not being able to progress with transformation, make the necessary investment in technology. So I very much agree that a CIO should own the budget and they should work alongside the CFO to ensure that the business is kept abreast and why we're making the investments that we're making and why we need the funds that we need in order to invest in technology.